What's up, guys? Welcome back into the Millennial Profit. My name's Adam, and I'm a full-time reseller. If you're new here, I show you all different kinds of ways to make money. So if you like money, hit that subscribe button. Today, we've got another month review. So going over the sales from the last 30 days. Obviously, you're seeing this probably like a week into September, but we're going to be going over all of our August sales, going over items that have sold, some of our best buys from the month, and just overall diving into the numbers. So let's get straight into it. We can see here on this account, sales are down 23%, 7,500 in sales. But then on this one, they're up 18%. So I must have listed more in August than I did on this one. What did I do last month? Wasn't it like 19,000? So we're down a little bit. We did about 17.5 this month. Honestly, that's pretty accurate for August. Might be the slowest month of the year. But I will say, as we are a couple days into September, September is absolutely rocking and rolling, and it's starting to feel like quarter four. So I feel like next month's video is going to be crazy, and we might surpass 20K. That'll be our goal. But for this month, I'm not upset at all. About 17,000. I can't complain. Let's look deeper into the numbers. So we can see we sold 216 items, which is down on this one. This one we sold 298 items. So that's up. Obviously, like I said, I think I listed more on this account, but it's still down in total. Completely fine. August is not going to be a fast month. Let's look at our categories here. Let's see if we can. Yeah, we should be able to view them all. All right, on this one, as we can see, clothing, sports, mem. That's basically what I sell in on all these. That's my top categories on all of them. Also, if you don't know where to find this, it is up here under performance and then sales. So if you want to view your metrics and everything like this, that's just where I'm looking. Let's look here at selling costs. So we spent 1,000 in eBay fees, 1,000 in labels on this account. 600 in labels, 1,600 in fees. So this account I use Pirate Ship more for, just because sometimes when I'm printing labels, I only have one browser up. So I'll print the labels from one account in Pirate Ship and one in eBay. So that's why it's not showing up here. But we'll dive into those numbers completely at the end of the year recap, and how much we spent in shipping labels, how much we spent in fees, all that good stuff. Oh, lovely. We got I don't even remember what item was removed. I had a Vero. I can't even remember what that is. I would tell you guys what it was if I remembered. I think it was a NFL item. NFL was out here Veroing a bunch of stuff, so I'm just moving the stuff that they pulled on Mercari. Just because someone Veros something doesn't mean that it's actually not authentic. Like, these were authentic items. I don't remember if it was hats or what it was, but these were authentic items. But just because they Vero it, sometimes these companies just run monopolies on eBay and they can do whatever they want. So it's not worth a fight, not worth getting your account banned by listing those items back up. But we can see the top sale on this item are these Houston Texans shirts, and I've already sold a bunch more of these in September. 10 of these bad boys, selling them at $18 each, and those were like $2.50 from Academy. We called those out in the group. That was a great buy. Some guy actually bought all 9 of these Oakley backpacks. Those were $15 from Pruzy, I think it was, and he bought some of them at 35, some of them at 40. We got 6 of these Jumpman hats. Those were from the $10 hat sale, so I had 60 in those. Got 150 for all of them. Obviously, we sold some Olympics hats. That makes complete sense with the Olympics being that month. I think I still have about 15 or so of these left. They sell really well every time the World Cup comes around and every time the Olympics come around. So I always try in the off seasons of those to pick up as many of those as I possibly can. Anything Team USA, Nike is going to go really well when there's a big event like that going on. Kid the Biz hooked me up with these Callaway hats here. And those I'm getting like 35 or 40 for, and he hooked me up with them for $10. Sold a lot of Ohio State wristbands, got a bunch of those in a pallet. We can see more of them down here. We got these undies here from Kohl's. Undies are always selling really well. The Ohio State hats are starting to pick up. NCAA hats as a whole and NFL hats are really starting to sell very well. Golf hats obviously are still moving. We got some Allbirds here. That was from that same Pruzy sale. Some people buy my profit bags on eBay. I have them cheaper on my website, but they are on eBay. So I don't know if those are fans or if those are just people that like the designs, because the Jesus is the reason for the season ones sell really well. If you purchase those from my website, 100% of the proceeds go to Samaritan's Purse, where they are sending shoe boxes to less fortunate kids and giving them Christmas gifts every year. So it's pretty cool. I'll probably make a video on that in the coming months. Usually those shoe boxes need to be in by like November, I think it is, so that they can get there in time since they're going all around the world. So I'll make another video on that, but it's the same thing. Those bags I'm not profiting off of when you buy them on my website. We've got the Patriots polos. That makes sense. Again, NFL is doing well. We got Georgia bucket hats. We got some more wristbands here. Crocs, hoodie, hats. I mean, you guys see me sell a lot of this in my What Sold videos. So it's really nothing new, but it's kind of just breaking down the numbers and showing how much of everything that I'm selling. These Colorado hats were absolute money. I got those for $20 at Dick's Sporting Goods. And I know that's a lot to pay for a hat, but there's a picture of Dion wearing this hat. So I put that in the listing, and it sold, and I got 50 plus shipped for each of those. Got some downshifters from Kohl's. Got some visors here. That's pretty much it for the majority. Let's come over here. All right, we've got this Nike golf mesh backs. So these are the blank ones that I got for like $1.50, if that. One of my local hat plugs that gets a lot of blank hats. Hook me up with those. Getting like 17 each for those. This was also from a local supplier. These were $1 each, and I get 14 for them. We've got these Harley sunglasses. Those were from the Habitat for Humanity store, and I sold those for 30 a piece. We sold 4 of those. I think last month we sold like 10 of those bad boys. We got these Columbia bucket hats next. Bucket hats always do really well, especially when you get them of a team. These were also more blank hats. This was from the Urban Outfitters sale, I think it was. I want to say Cole called those out. We got these Miami Dolphins hats here. That was a wholesale deal I did with Chaos. I remember Bread and Butter. Those were $6 each, and I was getting 26 each. These I got from the bins. Anytime I can find Christmas stuff in the off season, I'm picking it up. So I've been picking up Christmas stuff at the bins since like January through about August. And I really haven't seen a ton of it lately. So because they're getting ready to sell it, but I love buying it really cheap then, holding it and selling it till Christmas. But look at that. They're already selling. Those were $1 each, and getting 24 a pop for those. So those are just some Christmas shower curtains. But Christmas stuff sells really well. If you have the space to hold some Christmas stuff, it's going to sell every single year very well. More Ohio State hats, some Santa Cruz loafers. We got these pajama pants are picking up. I've sold quite a few pairs of these actually in the last couple of days here, first couple of days of September. These pick up every single year. These were $5 from one of my local stores, and I think I bought like 300 pairs of them. I sold like 100, probably 150, 160 pairs last year. I only have one of those black and yellow tubs left of them, and I get $20 a piece. They weigh 8 ounces. I make really good margins on those, and I've moved crazy volume on them. These cards, I don't even know what these are. I don't know that I want to know what these are. These I just got in a pallet, so I'm just trying to move them. We got these Steelers shirts here. Those are from Burlington. I think those were like $250. It was when Burlington was doing their extra 50% off a few years ago, right when they came back after COVID. So they were like $5, red tagged, and then I got an extra 50. So I had like nothing in those, and it looks like I got about $19 each. We got some more iPad boxes that sold. We just get $12 for those. Then we got lots of Kohl's shoes in here that are selling pretty well. We got some Tesla mud flaps, 2 pairs of those sold, or 2 packs. I guess they come in packs of 4. Got some more Kid the Biz hats here. These did pretty well. These couch tray holders, they're like cushions. Those were at the dollar bins, and I got like 18 for those. The Patrick Mahomes headbands sell every year if you can get those. So usually they'll clearance them out on like Dick's or Fanatics for like $2.50 to $5, and you can usually sell them for like 18 to 20. FSU Seminoles hats, those sold before their big L. They're 2 big L's on their first 2 games. So I don't know if I'm going to sell any more of those, but those were only $8 in an online lead. So that's pretty much everything of significance. Everything we sold multiples of this past month. So now I'm going to get into the top buys of the month, the top cooks in bread and butter. Let's get it. All right, so getting into the bread and butter cooks of the month, the best buys that we had in the month. Honestly, August was one of our slower months, and we still had some really good buys. Had some really good call outs. So let's hop straight in. Obviously, we're starting to cook Halloween and Christmas stuff. It was kind of crazy that Royal King actually stocked a bunch of these Christmas inflatables for like $17. 17 to $25, and they were like high-end Christmas inflatables like this. I put the Terra Peak research up as well. These were selling for like $70 to $100 once you got into the Christmas season. So that was easy money and not that long of a hold. Whereas I'm usually buying Christmas items in like January after Christmas, and then I have to hold them a whole year to sell them. But these, as you can see, that was on 8/17. You're only gonna have to hold them for a couple months. Those sold out pretty fast. Next, shout out to Kraken on the call out on these. So he called out these Jordan baseball gloves, and you can see what those are going for: 25 into 50 to 60 all day long. Another Kraken call out. Kraken's always calling out the great stuff, so big shout out to him. Got these Converses down to $20 each. That's absolutely crazy. And they were going anywhere between like $80 and $120 depending on the colorway. Kraken called these out as well. So we got these Snow White Crocs during one of the Crocs 2 for 50 events, so $25 each, and you can get $55 to $65 for those. Crocs are going to be really good Christmas presents as well. Next, I called these out. These were some cat boots and some Timberland boots. And boots are always going to do super well. So you can see we got them for $39, and they're selling for about $130 on the cats, and then over $100 on the Timberlands, and those were $42.50. And those will do really well in the winter. So like I always say on this channel, I am constantly buying stuff for the winter in the summer. So you're buying stuff at its low, and then you sell it at its high. So that's one of the things I really try to teach in bread and butter, and call out some example leads on how exactly I'm doing that, because in the winter, I'm going to be buying summer stuff when it's at its low, and then I'll wait for summer and sell it at its high. It's all about supply and demand. When the demand is at its low, the supply goes up. So the companies will then drop their prices to try to just move it in the off season. I hold that until the supply is low and the demand is high, and then I move it. Next, another thing I called out were these F1 Red Bull hats. Those always do super well. F1 is huge right now. Ever since that Netflix series came out, it got really popular in the US, as well as it's just popular all around the world. So it's a great item to offer international shipping on. And these always sell super fast for over like $30 a hat. Next, I wasn't joking. I cook bras and undies all the time. So we are constantly cooking bras and undies. Just certain essentials like that people are always going to keep buying. That's also why I like to sell hats and shoes. Like, people are always buying more hats. They're always buying more shoes. The same thing goes for bras and undies. So these were $3.30, which is that's criminal. That's criminally low. Next, I caught out these really ugly high top Adidas. They were only $25, but you could see when I called them out, they're selling through all day. It's $60. Some of them $60 plus ship. So easy money on those. These, they sold out, but they were in stock for like an hour or two. So I try to update it when they sell out. The screenshots from after the fact, but these were $14.23. These were 76ers Crocs. They also had a couple other teams I called out below this one. The other teams were like $16 to $18, but $14 for a pair of Crocs, especially team Crocs right before the basketball season. That's absolutely crazy. And you can see they're selling for like $45 straight from Crocs. This was one of the better cooks of the month. Again, I don't know who is buying some of these shoes. Some of these are absolutely hideous. But hey, to each their own. We've got these high top heel Converses here that you can see are selling for $100 plus shipping, some of them over $100. And with this code here, we were able to get them down to $29.98. Next, Jay Rigney with a solid call out here. This was a higher end one, $300 for these Ninja slushy machines that were really hot. I think these went popular on TikTok, and that's why people were just going crazy for them. And you can see they're going for over $900. So that's going to be a big boy, but that's also one that you can sell really well on Facebook Marketplace. Anytime there's a hot item like that, it's going to have a local demand as well. And I would just move it for cash and not even worry about shipping. Next, Kraken called this out. Yeezy blew out a bunch of stuff on the Adidas website, a bunch of $63 to $70 Yeezys, which anyone who's sold Yeezys in the past knows that's an absolute steal. Obviously, they don't have the type of demand that they used to have. I mean, you used to be able to buy them at retail $230 and still make some profit there, but to be able to get them that cheap, most all of these colorways were selling for over like $140 to $150, some of them up to like $200. So that was one that actually went really quick, obviously, because Yeezys for that cheap is just a steal. Next, shout out to Corn Pop on this deal. He called out a couple of these hats in a row. I'm just going to put one up. But these Inter Miami soccer hats always do well. Anything Inter Miami because Messi went there. So anything you can find them usually sells really well. I sell a lot of their hats. I've sold some of their jerseys, some of their shirts. Anytime I can find a good deal on their stuff, it usually sells through pretty well. So that about wraps this video up. I hope you guys are enjoying these. Let me know anything else you might want to see in these videos, in my monthly recaps, talking about bread and butter, whatever it may be. If you're interested in joining bread and butter and getting all those leads that I just talked about, you can check it out. First link in the description. Here's to a great September. I hope your guys' sales are increasing this month as well. There's money to be made everywhere, guys. Let's go get it. Thank you for watching The Millennial Prophet.